So, I usually I'll wait until I start feeling nudged, I should say, to put messages out. And I just finished, the zodiac and the human design readings, maybe a week ago or so. And I started getting the urge to put out messages again, but I was trying to get clarity, and I was thinking about this deck. This is a Sacred Traveler Oracle deck, and I just kept thinking about this deck, and I just kept asking, what do I do? Do I start with the zodiac and the human design profiles again? And I was no. I got this message that it's more about a message that you need to hear on whatever journey that you're on right now, whatever path you're on right now. And it's more so, if you connect to the card, or if you connect to the message on the card, because that's what I'm going to use for the title of the video. I don't really know how many of these I'm going to put out. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. You might have heard me, if you've been here before, you might have heard me say I'll go wherever the energy takes me, as long as it feels good. And I'm also gonna stop resisting, because I have been resisting the last couple days, and today I have a migraine. So I don't know if they are linked together, but if they are, I hope my migraine subsides by starting this. So let's just get into it. Let's see what comes out. Oh, and also don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, help your girl out. And my calendar is open. My books are open for personal readings. So let's connect there too. The link is below. And okay, now we can officially get into it. So let's, am I gonna sneeze? I don't think so. Okay. Let's get an oracle card or two. We have take action, or Valiant Courage, take action with passion, grounding, go deep, explore your roots. Very interesting, because it's they have two different vibes to them. This one is taking action. This one is getting grounded. This one's on a horse. This one is sitting on the ground. Let's just get a couple tarot cards for each one of these. We have the Queen of Swords and the Hermit. Very interesting. And then for grounding, we have the Four of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands, and then the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Hopefully these are, okay. I feel like there is something weird with my camera. I'm not gonna worry about it. I am clearly worried about it because I've mentioned it twice already now, right? But okay. I want these, I always want these videos to be polished. But then I'm the opposite of polished. I mean, I almost said Polish. I am Polish. But I'm not polished. Okay. So it's very interesting to me. And there's clearly a link between these two vibes. And you might have been just kind of feeling the push and pull of, again, taking action, being courageous, and also wanting to stay grounded, even some rest. Because, and I say that because under Valiant Courage, we have the Queen of Swords and the Hermit. The Hermit has more of these vibes to it. The Hermit does ask you to go deep and explore your roots and be grounded, because it is the card of Virgo. So it has to do with earth, right? And then with Valiant Courage, we have the Page of Wands, which is literally the card of Valiant Courage. So it's funny to me that they're, you know, crisscrossed. So again, right, I mean, there's clearly a link between these two things. And even, you know, inviting in a balance of going for something, but of course, you know, staying grounded. Anyway, okay, let's get into it. So we have the Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, excuse me. And there's all these butterflies around here, which to me is always about transformation. The Queen of Swords is generally looked at as, you know, kind of cold-shouldered. You know, it's like the Ice Queen. But also that's because swords have to do with our minds, right? It's logic. There's ego mixed in there too, because that's generally where we hear our ego is in our minds. I also love that we have two queens out here. And when we talk about queens, the queens are when we recognize the energy within ourselves. Like we embody the energy of the suit so that we can move on to the king. And that's where, you know, we start sharing it with other people or become a leader or authority. So with swords, that's having clarity of thought. It could even be discipline. They're holding the sword of truth here, and, you know, clearly there's light bouncing off of it. So, you know, that's divine truth. They're also holding a butterfly. So there could be something, some sort of transformation that you've gone through, and maybe even more so on the mental side of things. You could have been doing some inner child work. You could have been, you know, unpacking, again, like just using logic, like objectively looking at things, objectively even looking at yourself and possibilities, or, you know, like what's coming next. And especially with it paired with the Hermit card, which is the card of, again, introspection. There's also a very lone wolf vibe to the Hermit. It's like forging your own path. But it can be sometimes, you know, when you do that, especially if there aren't a lot of examples of that path being attempted before, it does feel a little bit lonely, because who do you go to for advice when you're the one that's kind of breaking down some barriers? You know, I mean, like there would be people that could probably tell you how to handle that, in the sense of, again, valiant courage, right? I mean, it's literally pulling it out of yourself and pushing past your comfort zone constantly. So it's even like having to get comfortable with that, because that is very uncomfortable, especially, you know, if you haven't done it in a while. There's also a confidence on this card. That it's also like showing up and allowing yourself to be seen. I mean, this person is not going to be lost in a crowd, right? Like flag has many colors on it. Even just the whatever this is called on the horse. Very colorful. And then we have grounding, go deep, explore your roots. So this could even have something to do, so this clearly has something to do with something that's just inherent in you. And it is about connecting with that. I love that the Four of Swords is out here, because the Four of Swords talks about mental rest, maybe even meditation. They're even holding a sword here. So there's 3 swords on the ground. And we know that the Three of Swords generally talks about rejection or disappointment, heartbreak, but with it being swords, it's how those experiences live in our minds and the stories that we attach to them. But they're holding the Ace of Swords. They're holding one sword, right? Much like the Queen of Swords here is holding the Ace of Swords. So there's definitely like some sort of like ascension, some sort of evolution going on here, elevation. And these are very much similar energies. I mean, even though it's clearly different seasons, excuse me, sorry. It's clearly different seasons, but this does talk about going within, healing. We have the Queen of Pentacles, which again is earth, very much about grounding. I love that the crystals are around them too. So there's even this energy of like being charged or even being cleansed by these crystals. I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but there are like little fairies or like little figures that are in the tree bark. So it's also, it has this energy of like being protected or ancestral. It could be spirit guides, angels, but again, with the Queen, right? Like very much about you, very much about grounding yourself, very much about getting clear about what abundance is for you, because Pentacles have to do with our money. It's how we make it, how we spend it, how we save it. It's our physical bodies, anything tangible, you know, resources, materials available to us. And I also love how they have this mask that's made out of leaves, a crown that's made out of leaves. Like there's this creative aspect to this card also. And then, like I was saying with the Page of Wands, the Courage card, this is somebody who is like excited for a new journey. They're adventurous, enthusiastic. And you know what's interesting is that none of these cards, not a single one of these cards are like, look like they're very fast moving. So this could be something that you are in the process of considering now. This could be something that like you're slowly making moves towards. This could just be confirmation to keep going, keep trying, keep pushing against that edge. And we have the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck, which is, it's new love. And of course, I mean, love can be romantic. It doesn't have to be, but it's just like a newfound appreciation for whatever it is that you're doing. It's rekindling a love that you had with something, or it's even a newfound love for the project that you're putting your time and energy into. But like I said, it's like none of this is really moving all that fast. I mean, this card is talking about taking action with passion. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's fast. You know, it's like take your time, stay grounded. Even this Page of Wands is like chilling under a tree. Their dragon is taking a nap. And it's like reconnecting with what your passion is. And then we have the Six of Cups, which is a card of the past or the card of nostalgia. So again, it could be inner child. It could just be something that you enjoyed doing in the past that is coming up for you again. And maybe now it's more accessible for you to explore. Beautiful. I'm going to leave it there. I'm leaving it there. Thank you so much for being here on this journey with me. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.